Welcome back, everybody. Quick disclaimer, this is a 21-year-old and up channel, so if you're not 21 years or older, please leave the channel now. I appreciate it. This is for educational purposes only. And we have held water all night long in the pond. Yay! We've held water in the creek. We turned the water and pump on this morning on Instagram just a few minutes ago. I just unplugged it. We're going to plug it back in right now. But if you watched our YouTube live yesterday, you know we had to seal this up right here. Right in here last night. Right around where the hose. It was backflowing and dripping. It was just kind of a little small drip, and it was moisture getting back down through here. I was catching moisture on the concrete, so over time it would have just gotten bad, so we shut it down, fixed that, pond shielded it. We got it concreted, dried, and pond shielded yesterday before the lights went out, and it dried overnight. She's nice, and I put a little extra hardener in the pond shield, so that helped a lot. So here we go, plugging her back in. And she flows great. I mean, there's zero backflow now. So she just shoots right out that hose there. And I don't see any backflow now. Goes up, swirls around inside of there, so you can see it swirling. So it goes in and it has to come out. So it has to come out the same way it's going in. That creates a swirl. It creates a lot of different things. But more importantly, we're clashing water together is what I'm trying to do here. So you can see that we can come down through there. We added this rock here, raised this up. Remember, it was just this. Set that on there, put that on. You get a little splash right through here, which is okay. That's going to keep everything over here nice and warm. We won't have to get a wicking action over here. We're going to get the splash from right here. So the splash from right here is going to be falling down on our soil and our herbs, whatever we decide to plant over here. So from here we have to add in pea gravel, sand, silt, raise this floor up. We're going to raise it all. We'll fill all this in. So then we'll trench it out. So we'll dig out what we want. We're going to place a log or something, or a rock right here. We'll place rocks that wedge in here. So we'll wedge a rock down in the sand and silt. We'll wedge a rock down in the sand and silt down in there. And then that will hold the pea gravel in stages, like almost like a jetty would on the edge of the ocean. Like if you go out on the beach, you have jetties, boom, boom, and that keeps sand stuff from washing out. We'll do the same right through here. We'll run jetties with rocks. That's going to raise up a lot of this. We'll have to, trench it out deep through here, but then over here we'll raise it up. This is where we're going to get a lot of the speed coming down through here. We got great flow. Exactly what I wanted. I wanted a nice fall. Really penetrate and aerate that water. That's what we're looking for. This way we don't have to have aerators and pumps. We need one pump, and we need a fall that's really aerating the water, so there's plenty of air in this water. You don't have to worry about oxygenating the water. See that fall coming down through there? Hitting right there. And then she levels out right through here. This is going to be our catch point. So our catch point is going to be right in through here. And what I mean by that is that's where all the poo, all the waste and everything that needs to be caught before it goes back into the pond will be trapped and caught by algae. We may put, we'll put a little Chemi Pure bag in there. We'll also we use these, a little green pad, nice, very aerated, not very thick at all. But it allows water to flow through nicely, but also catches a lot of that big debris, which is what we want to catch. So we'll set something up right in here to start catching that poo, and then we'll be up, a little bit further. So you got to picture a channel. So sand and silt will be covering up all of this. You won't see any of the rock hardly, except for the rock will be exposed where we won't want water wicking. So where we want water wicking is where you won't see rock. We'll cover that with sand and silt, and then that will wick up over the rock wall into the soil pocket where the roots can attach and get all that good stuff, those nitrates that we're looking for. But we're holding water really nicely. I haven't seen any leaks whatsoever. We got good splash. We don't have any leaks behind here. We're completely 100% dry. No leaks here. So we're good to go. All we gotta do is fill the pond with pea gravel down to bottom. Well, actually, no, excuse me. It'll be more like a soil that comes up from the reservoir that we'll be able to plant. So we put good soil, so we'll suck all this out. So that's one reason why we have to, we do this again. This is just the test run. So we suck all this out. We have to put pea gravel, sand, silt, clay, same stuff that's down underneath, goes in the pond, goes in the creek. But in the pond, we're going to put a layer, a nice maybe half-inch to an inch layer of soil. Pea gravel on top to hold it down, and then you plant that gives your plants something to plant into. Remember, we don't have filtration here, we don't have aeration. The aeration comes from the falls, and that's it. That and the beneficial bacteria and algae that we put into the creek. Check out the creek over here is growing algae like crazy again. So it's only a matter of time. Look at that algae. That's what we crab. When we lose that, as I knew, that red light just cooked off that string algae. You can see how it's already catching the poo. So that's our filter. Then we use that algae, we just pull it out with our hands when it gets too thick and throw it in our soil. And that was what was keeping that beneficial algae. It's photosynthetic. It's creating oxygen. It's creating, I can't even remember what I was trying to say there, but you get me because I say it all the time. This beneficial bacteria is what we need to create that oxygen, to keep things in balance. That's what I was looking for, in balance. So we're starting to get green again. See it? We're using that. Yeah. Is that an ivy coming up through here? Looks like ivy almost. Here's my ivy over here. It's rooted. It's rooted in too. Coming on across there. Grass is looking a lot better. So I can see it coming back. This is all the dead stuff we pulled out. All the guys and girls are down here working. Always working for us. You gotta go real deep to see the springtails. Mites. Those are dairy cows. Some of them. These guys are decomposers, aerators. There's springtails. See that little tiny one right there? Oops. Come on, focus. On that rock. Springtail. Tiny little boogers. This is a home for them. I didn't even touch the soil. I just moved the mulch. You know, the worms are going to be right underneath that sand and silt there. And that's what they're working on. So all you got to do is go a little bit of some worm casting. You can see them, they build up. Little balls stacked together. If you can keep them in those little balls like that, that's perfect because they're aerating. It's aeration, you know, because there's pockets in those little balls stacked together. There's air pockets in between the balls. And that's what we're looking for. But this is what they're working through. They're working through that sand and silt. All of this will turn into this. Nothing but worm casting, and it's rich in nutrient. Very, very rich. Too rich almost. And takes time to break things down, get things in balance. We got everything out of balance. That's why our plants look like shit. We got lockout. You can see we got locked out. The potassium lockout. We got all kinds of lockout. But the flowers, the terpenes on these flowers are insane. And they are growing. So the flowers are doing their thing. Frosty, Stinky. This is the raspberry deadhead from Luna Whitcomb. Day 34? No, 39. So, you know, we took a hit. We may have to run a little longer than the 70 days, but man, you talk about a sweet funk. That is a sweet funk. And the plant, you know, as far as like red stalks and anything like that, I mean, it looks, you know, it looks good. Just took a hit in the lockout where we crashed. The creek runs everything. We crashed the creek. Everything that's connected to the creek, which is everything, suffers. You know, we lose a lot. We look, you know, me and Mo from I Grow Soil looked at the soil, and you can see the difference. You can literally see things that were living and crawling around have not died but cysted up, like not doing their job. They stop. They basically go into hibernation and wait for the conditions to get right again. So that's what we're working on. We're in that phase of getting those conditions back to favorable for our ciliates and our microbiology that's down there cycling the nutrients for us so that we don't have to feed the plants. So if we can get the cycle going, we don't have to feed. We've got the water dialed, we get the water correct, and it's got the proper pH balance to where the microbiology can do their job and mine the minerals that we've placed in the bed and cycle those minerals to where the plants can uptake them. We're good to go. But we're in that process of doing that now. So, and we're still running with no leaks. Yay! Yay! So I'm going to go live today, probably again at around 2 o'clock. You guys want to hang out? Come hang out around 2 o'clock this evening. That's Eastern Standard Time. So that would be, what, 11 o'clock in California or so? But that's what time we'll be probably signing on here, around that time. Can't guarantee it, but somewhere around there. Just hit the notifications and it'll let you know when we go live. What we got to do is turn this off. We're going to let it run. We're going to turn this off. We're going to suck it all out again. Remove all the water. That's what we have to do, especially out of the pond. That's what we have to do to get the pea gravel in, sand, silt, and clay in, all that in. Can't do it with the water in there. This was just a test, leak test, flow test, leak test. From here, we know it doesn't leak, so now we can start playing. We can get all that biology into the pond. We can put new fresh water in the pond. We can put all that fresh sand, silt in the creek. We got to go get some more of that. So we've got to harvest that. It's been raining. We've gotten 10 inches of rain in the last week or so, so the reservoir is full. Look at the splash we're getting. This is one thing we sit here and watch, because it's going to change. Like that flow is going to change when we put things in it. Raises the drop point. It'll raise the drop point up. So instead of having it fall that far, it'll only fall like half that far, because there's going to be pea gravel and stuff, and will raise out, be flowing in a trench, so to speak. So it's kind of hard to see from here. There's going to be another trench, a trench in the sand, silt, pea gravel. That's where we are. Our fly outbreak. Catching flies. I noticed they were hanging around that skink turd. That's a lizard turd, or skink. Skinks live around this rock right here, and they shit. You can see the shit. Skink shit. The flies were hanging around the skink shit. So we placed a little fly trap there for them, and it worked. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Today's Friday, so enjoy your Friday. Come hang out with us around 2 o'clock. We'll see you then. Peace.